It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. Certainly not the start they envisioned for themselves. Losers in 2 out of their first 3 games, including falling short last week. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 15 carries, 80 yards.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers. He certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
At the 37-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Herrera. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. Second down at 6 now from the 42. Now they'll throw with Taylor. Caught on the right side by Jones. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Here's Taylor to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Taylor. He finds his man complete. That's Herrera. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Here's Taylor. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. It'll go as near. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing on 2nd and long. Taylor. And his throw here is incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd and goal, Taylor. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 4th down and goal.
And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw. Jenkins. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Jenkins pass.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
Looking to throw. Jenkins. That one complete to Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Jenkins. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They'll look to throw again. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 41-yard line.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
The 38-yard line.
Back to throw. Jenkins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Looking to throw. Jenkins. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Jenkins. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Brings up second and
Taylor got his man complete over the middle. That's Sims.
first down. First and 10 at the
Here's
40-yard
Taylor.
line.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second and 3.
50-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
Off the play fake. Here's Taylor.
And 3.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
3 yards to go.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
31-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Herrera. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. At the 30.
Now it's Taylor. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Taylor. And that will be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Looking to throw. Jenkins. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play from the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
And on now is the punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. Down the left sideline. He may go. And touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to retake the lead.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Extra point forthcoming. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Oh, he shifts past him. And he returns this to the 22. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he's got it complete to Anderson. To give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it'll be second down.
At the 24-yard line.
Off the bootleg, Jenkins. A short throw pulled in by Woods. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he will slide to a halt at the end of that one. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
8-yard pickup. And a first down.
Off play action, Jenkins. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Result is a first down.
Back to throw, Jenkins. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2. At the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw, Jenkins. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give him 2 on the play there. Good for a first down. Quickly completed to the right flat. Now 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
Back to throw. Jenkins.
40-yard line.
And Anderson's got it. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
A gain of 4. And it's
looking to throw. Jenkins. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
And leads to 3rd down.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage.
That's good for a first down.
They pick pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I told you.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Extra point splits the uprights, and with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Shoves him away. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play that gets them right back up to that level.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions,
and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, it's Herrera. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll keep it on the ground. Herrera. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Taylor. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It's 4th down.
They're going on 4th down. It's Taylor. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Herrera. And boy, now you see him, now you don't. Excellent move. Nice run. Winds up getting about 6.
It's a gain of 7.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. He finds his man, complete. That's Barton. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
They get this out left. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Operating from the gun, Jenkins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Back to throw. Jenkins. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
2nd and goal.
And his kick is good. And they have regained the lead. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football, something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
So a tight one so far, 1-point game at the break as we check in with Scott Hansen at our halftime report. Scott.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Operating from the gun, Jenkins. Wide open receiver, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll get the hook up there to Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They go play action here on first down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
It's second and inches.
He'll keep it himself. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Operating from the gun, Jenkins. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. Now he's going to step up and run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
At 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 18-yard line.
Off the play fake, Jenkins. This is caught. It's Woods. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Looking to throw, Jenkins. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8.
Our home team, 16.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Taylor will throw. Throw left side complete. That's Herrera. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Play action, it's Taylor. That's caught by Sims. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly.
A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
His throw incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
A quick hitter complete. It's Barton. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Barton. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, Andy Reid decides to send in the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And able to get this out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. But now he appears to be in some pain. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to throw. Jenkins. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
An 8-yard pickup. Result.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Results in a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jenkins. He finds his man. Complete. It's Parks.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Back to throw. Jenkins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
3-yard gain on the play.
From the gun on 3rd down. Jenkins. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now he'll tuck this and run. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
At the 5-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. As his guys are able to extend their lead.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line. And here, they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. To throw is Taylor. Over the middle, complete. It's Barton. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Now Taylor.
2nd and 2. At the 34-yard line.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd
They'll
down
come to the
and
line,
2.
needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Taylor. And that is incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Taken in at the 22. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Offside. Defense.
And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
No doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Off play action. Jenkins. He's going to air one out. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
And 3 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Jenkins. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Now it's Taylor. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Second and 9 now from the 21.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9 at the 21-yard line.
Here's Taylor. And a little floater there is incomplete. The offense on third down, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Taylor. In trouble, and he's taken down. Ryan Carruthers coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Well, they bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well.
Fair catch.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Jenkins. Caught by Woods. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
First down.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Over the middle this time to Fowler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. He'll go with the keeper. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, this defense knows they're well aware that they're down 2 scores, and they figure this is pretty much their last chance. They know if they give up a touchdown here, that ends it. Nice job on 1st and goal to push them the other way, but they have to be thinking takeaway.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Shreds it with a stiff arm. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. It's been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless, take care of the ball on the way out.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
And his kick here is good.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because
The ball comes out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Now this offense about ready to take over again.
Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got some space here. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
A gain of 27.
They'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a short pickup there down to about the 9.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to get this one out to his fullback.
3rd and 8.
To number 46. No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 8.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
It's a gain.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for our visitors, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.